almost every alternative person, in some conversation we hear this depression word happening a lot nowadays. I'm happy that the awareness has become more, but again at the same time I'm also realizing there are few people who suddenly might be feeling a little low one particular day and they want to believe that it is depression. I know the depression is a very genuine serious problem, but because of this overexposure, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is it really pushing the next generation into a, thinking any small hiccup also thinking that this might be something serious problem and they giving into it?
Oh, I didn't know that was a popular question. With your question, you're getting into trouble. If I answer this, I will get into deeper trouble. I've already… last 1 year I've been in a lot of trouble because a whole lot of people are pursuing me and saying, he doesn't respect depression, he's talking against it, he thinks it is not a medical issue.
No, I respect it. By the way, I don't want to be in trouble, but I genuinely believe it, but I just don't know, it's… with few, it's just becoming too much. They're talking so much about it that sometimes people who are generally low in particular day also might feel.
No, don't be.
90% of the cases are maybe fair, but sometimes. Yeah.
He really plays it safe. It is not that… I'm not made like this, that if somebody is suffering, I'll mock them. That's the last thing I'll do in my life.
Yeah.
But these days, it's become an activism about everything, not just one aspect. So people are always looking for a cause in their life. Any one word, something, without even understanding what is the context of that one word, simply they'll go on. So let me tell you this. This depression issue came up. It was a quote, a daily quote in which I said, whatever the nature of your ailment, physical, mental, essentially the source is within you. Either your body has turned against you or your intelligence has turned against you. It's a fact. You can give it many names, you can call it stress, anxiety, depression, this, that. Something has turned against you. That is, something within yourself has turned against you. Some outside situations also may prompt you, push you in that direction. But fundamentally, if my intelligence was working for me, I would definitely keep myself in the best possible way. If all the cells in my body were working for me, will I make myself sick? So this is all I said. A campaign ran for about 6–8 months, all kinds of people commented, he doesn't know what he's talking, this. I have spoken to top-level people in this field across the world. All of them think what I'm saying is perfectly fine. Whether even if I don't get endorsements from them, I know it's perfectly fine because I know how my mind works. I know if I give myself the luxury, I can also become depressed. Something doesn't work my way. Nothing actually works my way most of the time. Yes, I will tell you in more detail if we have time. Because when you do as many things as I do, so many things don't happen the way you want it. The reason why people have reduced their lives to very small scope is simply because they're afraid of failure. I know I will die a failure, but I'm a blissful failure, so it doesn't matter. In my life, it so happened, almost 38 years ago, I was sitting in one place, suddenly every cell in my body burst into ecstasy. Then I observed what is happening within me. Then I realized after a few weeks, if I don't mess with my mind, I'll burst with ecstasy. Then I thought, this is it, I have discovered something fantastic. On that day, the world's population was 5.6 billion people. Then I sat down and made a plan that in next 2.5 years, I will make the entire world ecstatic. Hey, wait, don't clap at my failures. Now it is 38 years. We've touched a few million people, people say we have touched some 500, 600 million people. But that's not my idea of the world. Now the population also has increased. I know I will die a failure, but I'm not a depressed failure, I'm a blissful failure. Now, why I'm saying this to you is, well, there are certain pathological issues within the system. There are genetic issues, there's chemistry issues. But for all this, fundamentally, the basic control for all this is within you. You have not taken charge of it, that is a clear factor. You're trying to manage an inner situation by arranging an outer situation. But whoever the hell you are, you can never arrange the outer situation just the way you want it. Does it ever happen? Does it ever happen to anybody? Nobody happens 100% your way, isn't it? Not your husband, not your wife, not your parents, not your children, not your friends, not your office, nobody happens 100% the way you want it. So if you are going to freak every time when something doesn't happen the way you want it, then you will freak for the rest of your life. So if you see this, you would understand that the source of all human experience is within you, including how your chemistry will slosh is within you. When somebody is ill, are we going to talk all this to them? No. They need care, they need help, they need medicine, they need compassion, that's a different matter. But those of you who are healthy, if you think, because right from childhood this comes, if you are sick, you get attention, if you're joyful, you'll get scolding. This must change in the society. Joy should get attention. Misery should not get attention. This is a very misunderstood way of handling things. If a child is jumping with joy and screaming, "Ay, why are you screaming?" If you like this means, moo, 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 moo. It's just a wrong way of raising a child. Because a child must understand he must invest in being well. He must not invest in being unwell. Unwell will not bring any results or rewards to him. He must understand this in a very deep way. If he thinks being unwell, physically or mentally, I will get lot of attention and rewards, he will work towards being unwell. This may look very simplistic, but I'm telling you this from a very profound dimension of who we are. There is something called as life energy, as intelligence. Intelligence is not the bone box that you carry. If you… see, does your avakai look like you? Hello? Does it smell like you? Does it feel like you? No. If you mix only just chili and mango and rice and eat it, it goes inside and becomes you, isn't it? There is an intelligence within you which can make this horribly spicy stuff into you. There's an intelligence or no? You eat a banana, it becomes you. When there is such a dimension of intelligence, from all kinds of nonsensical material that you give, it makes a human being. If you have access to this intelligence, your well-being, your health, your mental balance is in your hands or no? If you don't take charge of this, then you are thinking it is all happening to you. So a lot of people for ages, especially in the last 100 years, because of psychiatry developing in a certain way, people started saying, no, there is genetic things, you can't touch it. Well, now genetic sciences are telling you in 24 hours, you can change your genetic codes completely if you do the right things with yourself. You can change the genetic patterns of who you are in a matter of 24 hours. I can show this to you. People who go through certain types of initiations and processes, 24 hours later you look at them, their very face will look different. You cannot recognize them, they will become like that, because you can transcend your genetic limitation. In fact, this entire culture is about that. Spiritual process means that. See, when you are 18 years of age, you don't want to be like your parents,